about the litter notice, Headmaster. There's no need to cancel the holiday.
You've identified the culprit. Good.
Well, in a sense I have. I'm afraid it was me.
You moved my notice.
I had a good reason.
Of course. What was it?
Someone had scrawled on it, Headmaster.
You mean you caught someone defacing it?
No. There was no one about when I found it.
You're quite sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Can I see it, please?
No, I'm afraid I don't have it now. I threw it away.
But it was evidence.
Yes, I suppose it was. Look, Headmaster, don't you think the best thing would be to stop worrying about the notice and simply replace it?
I am not worried, Bamfylde Jones. Perhaps you are.
Beg your pardon?
You left it very late to report this to me. Is there any reason for this? Possibly you suspect some boy from your own house.
I haven't the least idea who it was.
What was the exact nature of the defacement?
Well, it was nothing particularly obscene. Just the usual sort of schoolboy humor.
I see. Then you refuse to cooperate with me any further in the maintenance of discipline.
I wish you wouldn't interpret it that way, Headmaster.
I see no other way.
Then I'm sorry.
Thank you for coming to see me. Your lesson with the upper fifth began 3 minutes ago, I believe. You have my permission to join them.
Fortescue? Terrible. Do it again. Want to see it Thursday morning.
Yes, sir.
Harrington?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just on the borderline. What you say is sound enough, but you don't back it up with enough evidence. Facts and dates, please, for everything.
Yes, sir.
Monk? Yes. Very good. Best you've done for me this term.
Thank you, sir. What's this grade, sir?
Beta double plus alpha minus query. Yes. Hedging my bets. I did think it leaned rather heavily on that book I lent you.
Trevelyan, sir? Well, that's not bad, is it?
No, so long as you're not simply parroting what he says.
Oh, I wouldn't do that, sir.
Think he's right, do you?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, it's a nice change to come across a book that concentrates on the life of ordinary people. History oughtn't to be about kings and all that, ought it? They're not that important.
Aren't they? What do you say, Harrington?
He's cracked, sir.
As usual, Harrington, firm opinions but no evidence offered.
None required in this case. Look at him.
Hislop. Ah, yes. That reminds me. Where's your essay?
Yes, sir. I was going to tell you. It's very nearly finished, and could I hand it in tomorrow morning? Would that be all right, sir?
No. If it is very good indeed.
Oh, it will be, sir.
All right, all right. How about a bit of brisk revision for the exam? Causes of the Civil War. Yes?
It won't come up this year, sir.
I'd be very surprised if it didn't. I shouldn't risk ignoring it if I were you.
Oh, it's not really a bad risk, sir. Would you like Hislop to give you the form, sir?
The form?
Previous outing, sir. Got it all worked out.
Please do.
Causes of the Civil War. Been out 3 times in the past 5 years. Twice on its own and once with a supplementary.
Well, there you are, then.
The odds are 6 to 1 against a question turning up 4 times in 6 consecutive years, sir.
Yes, well, I shouldn't bank on it.
Not at 6 to 1, but I would give you 11 to 4, though.
Well, I might just take you up on that.
Right you are, sir. In pounds.
You must have a very sketchy idea of a schoolmaster's pay, Hislop. All right, gentlemen, all right. Enough time wasted. I think you just have to let me do the question spotting. And if you don't feel you can rely on my record as a tipster, I'm afraid that's just too bad. There is such a thing as absolute power. And in my classroom, I've got it. All right, Stoker Monk?
All right, sir.
Good. Causes of the Civil War.
Harrington? Harry? Come on, Stoker.
Don't rush me, Freddie. Never hurry a man when he's priming his pipe.
What is that stuff?
Longshoreman's flake, me boy. The only brand.
Asphyxiate yourself and everyone else.
Not a bit of it. Strengthens the heart. I get through 2 ounces a week of this stuff, and I'll be ahead of you all in the paper chase again, as you well know. 2 cards, please. Very nice ones, thank you. 40 scheme?
1.
Oh, dear. Out of his depth. Pull it. I heard something. Oh, pull the other one, Hizzy. I want your cat.
Is your name Monk, boy?
Yes, sir. That's right.
I thought so. Put that disgusting thing out and come with me. And I'll see the rest of you at 6 o'clock in my study tonight. Follow me, boy.
The little swine sacked him. Oh, sorry, PJ. I didn't think you'd be working now.
Well, that's all right. What's the matter?
Alcock sacked him.
Who?
Monk. The stoker, of course. Didn't you hear? Alcock caught him smoking in the boiler room.
Well, he's been caught often enough before.
Oh, yes, I should know. I've beaten him for it twice, but Alcock has to sack him. Now, he's not a rogue.
I know. I teach him.
He's one of the best lads in my house. He's taking the trick next month. He doesn't deserve to have his career ruined. God, I am most fearfully cut up about it. I'd like to strangle the cold-blooded swine.
Have you tried any more conventional methods of persuasion?
There's no need to be sarcastic. Yes, I've been to see him. Oh, it's like trying to get blood out of a stone. He's a previous offender. He's well known for it. Alcock is determined to make an example of him.
Yes, I suppose he will. So I don't see what I can do about it.
Well, I've got up a sort of petition. Now, you're a lot more popular than I am, and I thought that you might agree to sign it and help me try to persuade some of the senior men to bung their names down, too. It might do the trick.
Well, let's have a look. Oh, my God, it's a bit of a belly crawl, isn't it? I've never seen so many respectfully requests and grant us the favours.
Yes, well, that's the whole point, don't you see? Well, look, if all the senior men sign an appeal like that, it'd be a feather in Alcock's cap. I don't care how much I crawl if it's going to save the stoker's bacon. That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is. You're a bigger man than me, Carter. I couldn't have written this, but... Well, I'll sign it, and I'll do my best with Howarth and Barnaby and the others. I dare say you do the same for me.
Yes, I would. I would, PJ.
Well, if things don't improve around here, you might have to.
I'm not surprised Carter didn't bring this round himself. He'd have got short shrift from me.
I promised I'd see what I could do.
And you've got Barnaby, Gibbs, Irvin? I'm surprised. What are you doing pulling Carter's chestnuts out of the fire? Carter is still Carter, isn't he?
I don't know. Either he's changed or I misjudged him. But when you see him up against a man like Alcock, well, at least you know he's got the welfare of the boys at heart.
Seems a bit of typically disingenuous toadying to me. I'll sign it. We smokers must stick together. You'll soon be calling for me in the plain van if I couldn't have my 40 a day.
It's about the litter notice, Headmaster. There's no need to cancel the holiday.
You've identified the culprit. Good.
Well, in a sense I have. I'm afraid it was me.
You moved my notice.
I had a good reason.
Of course. What was it?
Someone had scrawled on it, Headmaster.
You mean you caught someone defacing it?
No. There was no one about when I found it.
You're quite sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Can I see it, please?
No, I'm afraid I don't have it now. I threw it away.
But it was evidence.
Yes, I suppose it was. Look, Headmaster, don't you think the best thing would be to stop worrying about the notice and simply replace it?
I am not worried, Powder Jones. Perhaps you are.
Beg your pardon?
You left it very late to report this to me. Is there any reason for this? Possibly you suspect some boy from your own house.
I haven't the least idea who it was.
What was the exact nature of the defacement?
Well, it was nothing particularly obscene. Just the usual sort of schoolboy humour.